3, 2, 1.
Yo, it's Kip here with the Everything Nerdy podcast. I'm here with...
Introduce yourself, Jason.
I'm here with Kip. My name's Jason.
I'm Jesus. I'm the... Oh, my bad, man. Go ahead.
Everything Nerdy podcast.
And I am Jesus, the creator of Gamerflesh, Everything Nerdy on Facebook, and Everything Nerdy Assemble on YouTube. Welcome to episode 2 of the podcast. We're gonna start it off by talking about the games we've been playing. We'll start out with my boy Kip. It's his first podcast with us. You kick it off, man.
Yeah. So lately, aside from Apex Legends, which I'm sure a lot of you are aware of.
Oh, definitely.
I've been playing a lot of Subnautica. That's the game that I was most into.
Okay.
At the moment, I'm almost finished with the game, to be honest. I've actually only got a few things left to do, and then the end of the game is launch off and done. But yeah, that game is a lot of fun. It's a lot of time and inventory management, but it's and especially when you get down in the deep, it gets pretty scary.
Yeah.
Yeah, but other than that, it's a really mellow, kind of fun game to play.
I want you to describe the game to people that never heard of it or never played it.
Okay. So Subnautica is a game made by a studio called what the hell do they call it? I gotta remember. Yeah, I can't bring it up to mind right now, but it's a really good studio. Anyway,
yeah, I forgot the name.
The game features your character falling onto a planet called 4546b. And the basic premise of the game is you're supposed to survive on the planet with little to no supplies, but you can craft literally anything that you need from stuff that you gather from the environment. There's a lot of swimming involved, obviously, because the entire planet is a water world, and you craft submarines and such to explore further down in the depths. And what is really cool about Subnautica is it actually has a very complex story that is involved. There isn't a whole lot of dialogue.
Okay.
Most of what you're going to be finding is stuff that you read, which you pick up in, I can't remember what they're called, but yeah. And,
let's call it Codex. The Codex?
The Codex, yeah. So, and that's basically the premise of the game, is just exploring 4546b, uncovering the storyline and what it features, and getting your way down to basically the center of the planet where you figure out exactly what's going on, make your way back to the surface after you're done with that, build a big rocket, and shoot off into space. So, that's basically the premise of the game. It is a lot of fun. It's definitely worth playing. If you get a chance to pick it up, please do.
Okay. I have a couple questions.
Okay.
Since you're pretty much close to end game, how many hours did you put into this game?
Roughly about 2 weeks worth of play. Of course, I've got work to do on top of being able to come home and relax. But if I was able to play the game without having to go to work or pausing it, I probably could have finished it in about, give or take, 10 hours of solid play.
Damn, so it's not that long. I was expecting it to be longer.
No, not really. I mean, as far as just the storyline goes, it really isn't all that long. What really takes up most of the time is just the crafting and finding of supplies that you need, because there's a lot of exploration and gathering resources that you have to do.
Okay. Hey, Jason, are you familiar with Subnautica?
I am not, actually. This is something new I've heard. Like, I have not seen no news about it or heard anything about it, so...
Okay.
Yeah, but Jason, I would definitely recommend it. And here's the kicker, too. Not long from now, Other Worlds, or whatever the company is that's producing this, is in the works of creating a DLC for Subnautica, which expands on the original story about tenfold. It's not going to be very long. They say it's about 6 hours of play, at least as far as the story goes. but from what I've seen, it looks amazing.
I haven't had a chance to check out the new DLC, but I know it's it takes place in a wintry area, correct?
Yes, yes, it's still part of the planet, still part of 4546b. It's a section of the planet that you see when you're taking off and riding the rocket back towards space.
Okay.
I think it's up in the polar region, but yeah, it's just one big polar zone. There's a whole bunch of new creatures there, new stuff for you to find and craft. There's new vehicles, so on and so forth.
From the sounds of this, bro, it sounds like, is it still going to take place underwater, or is it more land now?
This time it's actually going to be a fairly good mix of 50-50. There will still be water exploration, but there's a lot of land exploration too.
Yeah, it sounds really cool. Anything else you notice in the new trailer for the DLC that caught your attention, or that is totally different than the first, well, the base Subnautica, pretty much?
Not that I can bring up offhand,
Okay.
except there's just new creatures, you know, so...
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I am familiar with Subnautica, Jason and Kip, and I have played that myself. I remember me and Kip had a conversation in the gamer group in Facebook. Remember
Yeah,
when we had the
talked about
conversation? Yeah, we had a conversation. So
I do. Yeah.
yeah, I'm familiar with that game. And Jason, basically, it's an open world survival game where your objective is to dive deep under the ocean and explore to find crafting materials so you could craft items to survive. And the ocean is very deep, and there's a lot of dangers down there, and as you play, you craft these items that help you advance in the story and in the game. And it is an incredible atmosphere, and it's really immersive. When I played it, it reminded me of how cool it would be to have Uncharted or Tomb Raider underwater, because that's how I felt. I felt like in Uncharted 4, where Nathan Drake is on the boat, I believe, and he scuba dives underneath the ocean. You both remember this in Uncharted 4?
Yeah.
So it made me feel that way, and to the listeners listening, I highly recommend the game. If you love survival, a survival open world first person type of game,
Yeah. I definitely recommend it as well. Yeah, it's a really fun game to play.
it is really fun, but it takes time to advance, and it takes time to craft, and you basically gotta use your mind to figure out situations. It doesn't really hold your hand and tell you how to do everything. Am I correct, Kip?
That's true. That's true. Yeah, no, it doesn't. Not really. No, you kind of have to figure it out on your own, basically.
So basically, if you want to get lost in a game and immerse yourself deep under the ocean, this is the best game to do that in, and it's also one of a kind type of game. I haven't seen or heard of any game that is similar to this. It's a great experience, and it's on my top 10 of whenever it released. Like, it's that good.
I agree. I agree.
So now we'll kick it off to Jason. Oh, unless, Kip, you have any other games you want to talk about? Because Apex is one of the topics, and we will discuss that further once we get to the topic.
Yeah, we'll save that for a little bit later. I don't have any other games on my mind right now.
All right, we'll
Plus,
kick
I'm
it
eating
off.
dinner, so.
Okay. All right, I'll kick it off to Jason. So, Jason, what games besides Division 2, besides what's the other one, Apex, do you want to discuss?
I want to start things off with Hitman.
Okay.
Yeah,
Season
'cause
1?
That was also that was also a game
PlayStation Plus.
that was with For Honor.
Okay.
I gotta admit, dude, so far into it, it was pretty good. I like it. If you're a fan of the series, if you're new to the series, it's definitely what we're trying out. Basically, it is an assassination type game. You gotta basically focus on stealth assassination. Um, definitely what we're trying out. No doubt about that.
How would you describe the game to people that never played it? Like, what is the objective and how does it play out, pretty much?
It's got a real good play out. You definitely don't want to be. It's one of those games where you have to focus on stealth more rather than most other shooter games where you just want to go loud and everything. You have to mainly focus on stealth. So it's like a similar gameplay to Metal Gear, but not quite.
Yeah, Hitman is very, very focused on stealth. I've seen quite a bit of playthrough on not just this newest Hitman, but some of the older ones too.
Right.
Does focus a lot on stealth.
Anything else you would like to add about Hitman?
Definitely worth checking out. It is a free game for the month of February for PSN, so definitely well worth checking out.
And it's the complete full season, correct?
Yes, it is the complete full season.
Which sounds really great. Yeah, definitely. I downloaded it. I haven't checked it out myself, and I am familiar with the Hitman franchise. I played possibly Hitman 1 and maybe Hitman 2, and I believe I played the beta, or not the beta, the demo, I believe, for Hitman Season 2. I believe they had that on the PlayStation Store. I believe it's available right now. And from what I played, it plays similar to the old games of the Hitman series. And like Jason described, it is a stealth game, but you could also go all guns blazing if you decide to do that, but you will pay for it.
You will pay the price going guns blazing.
Definitely, man.
You will definitely pay the price. So if you want to get very far, it's best to stick with the stealth.
Yeah, and also another reason you want to stick with the stealth is because you earn weapons. I mean, not weapons. You earn points. You know, a grade basically for being stealthy and accomplishing certain things stealthily. Am I correct, Jason?
Mm-hmm.
And that, I don't know about this, but does that help you unlock stuff in the game? I believe. If you are stealthy?
I believe so. I haven't really checked much into that part, but I believe so.
And Kip, you have anything to add to the Hitman, or?
I haven't played it yet, so I can't really add anything.
Okay. Yeah, just like Jason, I definitely recommend it to stealth gamers that want to be stealthy. It is the stealthiest game on the market right now in the game industry at this moment. I can't really think of another one. Can both of you think of any other stealth game besides Hitman?
Metal Gear is another stealth game out there. But comparing it to Hitman, they're both different in various forms, but still have the same type of gameplay.
No,
where you have to be very stealthy.
No, you're correct, but what I meant, I misworded it. I meant in the market right now, like Metal Gear. We know we had the Metal Gear. What is it called? Metal Gear 4, not 4. Metal Gear. The last one, Phantom Pain.
Phantom Pain. Yes.
Yeah, that one.
Phantom Pain. Metal Gear Solid 5.
And we know what happened with Konami and Hideo Kojima, so that's why I didn't mention it. But
right.
I meant if there was any other stealth games right now that released around this time period.
Not really.
Not really, right?
Yeah, not really. Nothing to come across my mind.
Yeah, so to the listeners, if you're looking for a stealth game, this is definitely a game that you definitely should check out. It is free on the PlayStation Plus right now. Feel free to download it and just enjoy it. If you don't like it, erase it. But it's worth checking out for sure. Okay, as for me, besides the Division 2, besides Apex, I played the Devil May Cry 5 demo.
Oh yeah? How was that?
It was amazing, man. It's it put a smile on my face. It made me even more hype than I was for it. I wasn't as hyped for this because after 4, I didn't really like 4 a lot. I enjoyed it. I didn't really finish it. It was just, I don't know, something about it I can't really put my finger on. But when I played Devil May Cry 5 the demo, it brought me back to Devil May Cry 1, my favorite one.
Huh.
And that's due to the fact that the music, it's very similar to Devil May Cry 1. It has that techno rock and roll feel to it that it fits perfectly with the series. And the gameplay is really smooth. The way the character moves, the combat feels really precise. And it's so much fun to smash things. Like, you just, if you look at one of my videos that I posted on Everything Nerdy Assemble on YouTube, you could just see me smashing all these tables and chairs and having a blast. And I even mentioned in the video, I said, I'm having so much fun and I only played 5 minutes of it. Can you imagine that, man? Only 5 minutes. And that's how good it is. And it really impressed me. The graphics are really impressive. I even said in the video also that this is another game that should be nominated for Graphics of the Year. It looks that good. It's really crispy, really smooth. And what do you call it? I'm trying to think of the word. I can't really think of it right now. The physics. Yeah, the physics in the game are incredible. Like Nero's jacket, the way it flows in the air, it flows even more impressive than in Red Dead Redemption 2.
No shit.
Yeah, man, it looks really like how it would really look in real life. The physics are incredible, and the way the wind affects the jacket. And
That is impressive. Wow.
yeah, the demo I would say is probably about an hour long, depending on how you play it. And I definitely recommend you and Jason to check out the demo. I definitely recommend you and Jason to check out the demo. And after playing it, I'm more excited than I was. It's now my list goes like this. My top 10 most hyped games of the year is The Last of Us 2, Dreams, and Devil May Cry 5. That's how much it went up my list.
Huh.
It is that incredible, and for fans of the series that were hoping for a return to the original Devil May Cry, this is it. And you're gonna be impressed by many aspects, and I definitely recommend that everybody check out the demo.
Excellent. Okay.
Do any of you have any questions about Devil May Cry 5?
Mm-mm.
Or anything you want to add to the conversation?
I definitely will look into it.
Okay.
I mean, so it does sound pretty interesting, like you said. It is definitely back to the Devil May Cry 1 series days. Which,
I mean,
yeah,
I mean, it's not only the graphics, guys. It's the music fits so nicely with the tone of the game. Even the design of the menu, the atmosphere, the sound effects, the audio, like everything is top notch. It's incredible. It is, I'm gonna put it like this, and Jason's gonna feel this one. It is as incredible as Resident Evil 2.
Now that is impressive, honestly.
What do you think, Jason?
it does sound as impressive. I'm not gonna lie. It might set up there with Resident Evil 2, to be honest.
Yeah, I hope you guys get a chance to download it, check it out, so next week we can hear both of your impressions.
Yeah, I'll definitely give it a try. Just to
Okay.
see what it's like. Get my impressions on it.
Yeah, the other game that I've been playing is well, I tried, is For Honor, and me and Jason both played it. I'll let Jason start off with this one. Give his thoughts on the game.
Definitely a good game. It's a lot of strategic fighting. Like you have to know when to block,
Oh, yeah.
when to dodge. know when to make your attack. Um, definitely a different take in a fighting game genre, but definitely fun to play. I like it a lot. It's just one of a kind game, in my
Okay.
opinion.
And can you describe the game to the people what it basically is? I didn't play enough of it. Maybe you have a better
I
idea.
would, I know it's action, but it kind of falls into kind of like a role play in a
Okay.
way, but not so much in the role play, but more as of action. So it's like less role play with more action. Um,
What makes it roleplay, in your opinion?
having the idea of choosing different classes, like you got, I mean, they're characters, but
Uh-huh.
classes, characters, some people look at it different. Berserker, Conqueror, Warden, Lawmaker, or I mean Lawbringer, excuse me. Um, and then you got your three factions, which are the Vikings, the Knights, and the Samurai. Each character is gonna fall into one of those three factions. Like right now, I am playing the Berserker, which falls into the Viking faction.
Okay.
Definitely well worth playing. It's real fun. Definitely recommend it.
Yeah, I also played it, and I would describe it as Dynasty Warriors on crack.
In some ways, yes, it does bring back Dynasty Warriors, but in a more different take to it than Dynasty Warriors.
Yeah, it's Dynasty Warriors, but more impactful. For me, it feels.
Right,
Dynasty Warriors I've never
right,
been a fan of. Like I try to get into that series and I just can't get into it. It just feels like button mat smashing type of game. And
but mash.
yeah, button mashing type of game, and I just can't get into it. It's so repetitive. Like the enemies, look so repetitive, and it's just rinse and repeat the same damn action over and over, and it's just boring
Right,
to me. And this one brought more to the table because it's like Dynasty Warriors, but when you hit somebody, you really feel like you're hitting them. It feels impactful. The way they go flying, the weight of the character, you know. Plus, on top of that, you have a great fighting system where it takes time to get used to. You use the left stick and the right stick to control your blocking and also your swinging.
Huh.
It's more like picture like the Fight Night games, like a boxing game, right, Jason?
hmm
It's more like that. You gotta dodge, and then like the last Fight Night game that released, I forgot the name of it, but the last one that released, where you guys remember when you had to use the stick to actually like punch left and right and dodge your body back and forth and left to right and type of thing?
hmm
It reminds me of that. That's what it reminds me of. And I had a good time playing that game. It's not my type. It didn't really like grab my attention like Jason did, but I enjoy my time with it, and I might play more of it. I definitely recommend it to people looking for a Dynasty Warriors but better game.
Okay.
And it's free for the PlayStation Plus also, and it is the full game. So now we have 10 topics for this week, guys.
Cool.
Those are the only games that I played. Let me see anything else in here. Oh yeah, that's gonna come up in one of the topics. That's why I saved it for that, and also the Apex, and also what else? I played a little bit of Fortnite, but I just can't get into it. That's all I got to say about that. Yeah, I try to get into it, and I just can't. The building, people are too good at building, and
They are.
you know, they hide behind the buildings, and it's no fun for me. So, so the first topic of the week, it's Respawn launched Apex Legends stealthily. It's currently at 10 million players right now, and it's for the PlayStation 4, the Xbox, and PC.
Mobile also has it as well. Fortnite.
That's news to me. I did. Oh, you said Fortnite, or I'm talking about Apex Legends?
Oh, Apex. Apex is definitely PS4, PC, and Xbox. But
And the PlayStation 4.
going back, yes, PS4, Xbox, and PC.
Okay. So yeah, Respawn launched this game stealthily. It came out of nowhere.
Apex? Yeah.
Yeah, I seen a IGN stream. I checked it on YouTube. I clicked on it, and it said something about a battle royale game. I was like, I don't know if I'm that interested. But then when I heard it was Respawn and checked the stream, I was like, this is so fucking cool. It's releasing at this moment as I'm looking at the stream. I'm gonna go download it, check it out.
Yeah.
And I'm loving the hell out of it. It's so much fun. I want
It's a blast.
I want both of your guys' thoughts on this game. We'll start with Kip since he's more into it than Jason is.
Of coffee. To be honest, I was actually really surprised with Apex Legends because I honestly didn't know that the game would even come out of nowhere. I was actually at the doctor's office when I saw a trailer for it or something like that, I suppose you call it. That hit, and it showed up on my phone coming out of one of the gamers news websites, and it says, hey, this is Apex Legends, this is a game made by EA, by the way, it's completely free. And I went, oh, I gotta download it and give this a try. So
yeah, I felt the same way.
Download it, yeah, right, download it, hop in, blew me away instantly. I'm not a big fan of battle royale games, and I'm not really into PvP for that matter either, but this game is special. This game is special. I really like the graphics. It's really nice looking. The controls are extremely smooth, which is wonderful when it comes to a game like this. Run, jump, slide, etc.
Oh yeah.
Gunplay is nice. It's smooth. It doesn't take much to aim down the sights and adjust your aiming. Let's see.
What is it that surprised you the most about the game? What is it that you didn't expect, or that made this your favorite, or made this your first battle royale game that you actually enjoyed? What is it about this game?
That's a good question. Well, part of it I think is the team dynamic, because there aren't a lot of other battle royale games that actually put that first as kind of. I mean, maybe not everybody is into that sort of thing, being in a team all the time, because the game kind of forces that upon you.
Okay.
For me personally, I like that feature because it
I love that.
Easier to survive in the game.
Definitely.
Whereas if you're not just you versus everybody else,
yeah, yeah. I mean, and you do have the ability to fly solo if you wish, but I suggest that everybody just stick together.
Yeah,
Right.
It's a lot easier to play the game if you're working with your team rather than going solo.
Yeah, so. After the podcast, we're gonna get Jason to jump on there with us.
Give it a try, Jason. You might be surprised, dude. It's actually really fun.
Yeah, you gotta play it.
I have tried it. It's just
you'll get more into it once you play it with us.
It's really hard for me to get into the battle royale genre.
Well,
oh yeah, yeah.
It's been that way for me too, you know, because I tried PUBG and I couldn't get into that. I tried Fortnite and I couldn't get into that.
Right.
So Kip, as you were saying, you love the aspect of that you could roll with a squad right from the jump.
Yeah.
Open.
Which is a good feature, I think, personally. I do like the selection of guns. It's a wide selection depending on where you go. I like the attachments that you can pick up. What else do I like about this game? There's just so much.
Take your time, bro. You know, we got The listeners got all the time in the world.
I know, right?
Yeah.
I do wish, for one, that there was a lot more legends to pick from. I mean, I get that you can get 8 altogether.
Speaking of that, not to cut you off, but speaking of that, bro, there's another topic that fits right into that topic.
Oh, yeah?
Apex Legends will have a battle pass with seasons, similar to Fortnite, which will feature Apex packs, exclusive costumes, and the first season releases in March. There's no price determined at this time.
Okay.
And all seasons will include new legends, new weapons, and new loot. So there you go, bro.
Kaboom, kaboom. That answers my question right there.
Yeah, what else would you like to add about the reason you got into this one besides the other Battle Royale games?
What else? I'm not entirely sure. Maybe it has to do mostly with the feel of the game compared to, say, like PUBG or Fortnite. It's a little bit more serious, but not as like cartoonish.
Definitely.
How to describe it, but yeah. And I don't know. It's a lot more fun to play than the other two.
Okay. And Jason, how come? What's the reason you don't like this particular Battle Royale game and Battle Royale games in general?
I'm just not much into Battle Royale. I mean, if I think about it, the more I think about it, Battle Royale, if you're not doing it as a team, it's pretty much a free-for-all.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and that was the main reason I didn't like a lot of the other Battle Royale games, again, because it's...
Right, because you just drop, get loot, and if you die, you die. You win.
Yeah,
it's pretty much a free-for-all.
Right, but then, see, again, that's what makes Apex special, is if you happen to roll with your team, which I highly advise,
communicate.
you'll end up going a lot further than you can go. Yes, you can communicate, and this is one of the other features, now that I think about it, that I should bring up that I really like about Apex.
Okay.
Which is different than a lot of the other Battle Royales. Even if you do not have a microphone, you can communicate with your other
That is true.
gamers.
Very true.
By marking what you want them to see, or where you want them to go. You can mark enemies.
That is very
you
true.
Can mark loot on the ground. It's such a nice feature.
Yeah, that's a great feature that I hope other games, first-person shooters and Battle Royales add that. That's an incredible feature that I really appreciate.
Yeah, me too. In fact, I would argue that that's Apex's best feature, is that communication even without a microphone.
Let me think. Yeah, I agree with that, man. Definitely. That's the most unique feature that Apex has over other first-person shooters and Battle Royale games in general. Jason, any other reasons you hate Battle Royales, bro?
None at all.
No? I mean, honestly, guys, there's a lot of reasons that us three don't really particularly like Battle Royales. For me, one of the reasons is, like Jason stated, when you jump and you're not in a squad and somebody grabs a weapon before you, they just kill you. And I hate that it just takes you back, like you're basically out that match, like you're out of it, and you go back to the fucking lobby, and when you're in the lobby, it just sucks. I wish that it wasn't a one hit kill thing. I wish it was more like other multiplayer games where you could keep coming back in and it's points related, instead of just like shoot you once and you're out of the game for the whole match. You know what I mean? Like, I hate that.
Yeah.
That's one of the aspects I really hate about Battle Royale games.
Yeah. Right. And then I do have to admit that is actually something that EA did address at least a little bit with Apex, which is being that this is the very first and probably the only Battle Royale game where you have an option, if your teammates are willing to do this, to actually get you back in the game.
That is true. That's a good point.
They walk up to your death marker, they pick up your marker and run to a respawn point, and boom, you're back in the game.
Actually,
of course,
yeah, keep going.
but of course, it depends on your teammates and if they're willing to actually help you. Which is, why it's probably better to play with friends than just random strangers. But
yeah, that's definitely another aspect that I love about the game that we could say is very unique that other battle royale games don't have and first-person shooters don't have. That should be implemented in the future games. That's a great feature. Being able to carry the spirit of your dead homie, take it to another location. You could basically carry a person's funeral box, basically, and you could place it in the altar, and they come back to resurrection.
Yeah, pretty much.
It's such a fucking cool thing because you could carry the body the whole match, which I love. It doesn't give you a time limit to actually revive that person. So when me and Kip were playing earlier, he died. I stealthily approached, and I picked up his dead body, and I took it to the altar, and he came back, and he did the same for me, and that's so fucking cool. That's a great addition. Now, as for me, I also played Apex Legends, and from the jump, I recorded it. I made a video in Everything Nerdy Assembled, our YouTube page, and I said, Respawn's new Battle Royale game is amazing. Because when I first popped in there, it impressed me on many levels, from graphics to the music to the way the menus look to the character picks to the character designs to the resurrection aspect to the pinging aspect. Like, everything impressed me, and it runs really smooth, and the gunplay feels even better than Call of Duty to me, at least.
I would agree.
And it reminds me of Borderlands strongly.
Yeah,
I have a strong Borderlands vibe from this game. So I definitely recommend that game. It's free to play on the PlayStation 4, on the Xbox One, and on PC. And for anybody that likes first-person shooters, Battle Royale games, you're gonna love this game. It is very addicting, and it's very polished, and in my opinion, it surprises me that there's no price tag on it, because it's that good.
Yeah, it's totally free.
Also reminds me of Overwatch. Oh yeah, also, yeah, we could also add that. The microtransactions, it's only customization. It's no pay to win type of deal.
Yeah, no, all
which is great.
Just for cosmetics, yeah.
Yeah, which I love. They're not trying to rip you off like other games.
Right.
Topic number 2, guys. Vince Zampella, CEO of Respawn, says there's more Titanfall coming this year. But in what form, there's a question mark about that. Since he clearly stated no Titanfall 3. At this time we have this is quote, at this time we love being able to experiment in this crazy universe. What are your thoughts on this, guys?
Honestly, I don't know, because I've never played Titanfall, so I really can't offer much.
I've never really played Titanfall either, but definitely something good to look out for.
Yeah, especially for fans of the series that have played it before.
Right.
Yeah, I don't have a lot of experience playing that either. All I know, it involves big mechs, which sounds really cool. It involves wall running and wall jumping, like some of the Call of Duties. And Vince Zampella is the CEO of Respawn. Respawn is a team that originated with Modern Warfare 3, Modern Warfare 2, no, Modern Warfare 3, World War 2, and what's the other game? Advanced Warfare.
Oh.
That's where that team came from. But even though us three never played the game, really, we don't have a lot to add to it. What are your thoughts that he said there won't be no Titanfall 3 at this moment due to Apex releasing, but there is a Titanfall experience releasing this year? What do you think it could be? That's the interesting thing about this.
I don't know. That is really interesting, though.
No thoughts,
It's
Kip?
something worth looking forward to. No, I really don't have any thoughts.
Okay, what about you, Jason?
Nope.
I think it's gonna be probably a remaster of Titanfall 1 and 2.
I can see that.
That's one of the options I think it could be. Another thing it could be a... Well, I heard a rumbling about, it could be that... I don't know if you guys know, but Apex Legends takes place in the Titanfall universe.
No, I did not know that.
So what this could mean to me is that maybe they're gonna have characters from Titanfall featured in Apex, and probably mechs are gonna come to Apex, and maybe it's gonna get a full release with the storyline, and maybe Apex is like a test. Maybe it's like, you know, like how Call of Duty Black Ops 4 is missing the story, the single player experience. What if Apex Legends is the Battle Royale mode to Titanfall that is releasing this year?
Yeah, that could be. Huh.
What do you think, Jason?
Could be.
Sounds like it's possible, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Huh. It's a good thing to consider.
So topic number 3, guys. There's a very hype one for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, the movie director of the upcoming... Let me see. Yeah, the movie director of the upcoming Metal Gear movie in the works right now got a chance to play Death Stranding, and he says we are not ready. That's what he said.
It's gonna be that good, really.
Yeah, and then
wow.
this is his quote. He said he was blown away, stated it's a miracle, which sounds very hype.
Wow.
But on top of that, guys, Norman Reedus, the actor of The Walking Dead, that is also plays a major role in that game, Death Stranding. I believe he might be the main character, if I'm not
pretty sure
incorrect.
He is, because according to all the screenshots and the trailers, it looks like Norman Reedus will be the main character of that game. So.
Well, he got a chance to play the game. What was that?
I was gonna say it looks really good. Like
it looks really interesting.
It does.
For sure.
Interesting, scary, yeah.
But this is gonna twist both of your minds up and the listeners. It's crazy. Norman Reedus also got a chance to play the game, and he said he's never seen anything like it in entertainment. And he also stated it's a very positive game. Instead of eliminating everyone around you, you bring everyone together. That's his quote. I have a lot of thoughts on this shit, man. I want you guys to give me your thoughts on these quotes and what they thought of the game.
From what I've seen by the trailers, that actually makes sense, though, because you're trying to avoid whatever those creature thingies are. So it would make sense that instead of trying to separate everybody, you want to bring them together. Maybe to either get away from those things or combat them, or I don't know, but yeah.
Man, my thoughts are crazy, but I'm gonna let you guys give me your thoughts, because mine are crazy, man. I have some crazy ideas of what it could be. Let's start first with the movie director of the Metal Gear movie. He said we're not ready, and he said it's a miracle. Do you think he's hyping this up? Or do you think it is going to be that incredible and unexpected?
Honestly, I think what he said is probably genuine, to be honest. I really believe that what he said is what's actually how good it's going to be. Which is crazy.
Yeah, I believe him also. What about you, Jason?
I'd have to agree with Kip on everything. Crazy, but it's awesome, you know.
Yeah, with the quote that Norman Reedus quote, instead of eliminating everyone around you, you bring everyone together. That blows my mind. I'm thinking, what popped into my head right away when I read that was Journey. Remember the game Journey?
Vaguely, but yeah.
What about you, Jason?
Not quite.
No?
Not quite.
I never played it for myself, but I've watched a lot of YouTubers play it, so I know what he's talking about.
I've heard about it, but yeah, same here. Never really played it for myself either.
I tried it, I just couldn't get into it. It's a really short experience, like 2 hours long. And it has a crazy ending that made people emotional. And it just wasn't for me. I could spoil it for you guys if you want to know what happens. But it's nothing really major, minor spoilers, you know? I mean, I could say minor spoilers for the listeners if you both guys are interested, because it's something, you know, interesting. Are you guys interested in hearing about what the ending might be?
By all means, say it. Not gonna bother me none at all.
What about you,
Yeah,
Kip?
might as well.
Okay.
Yeah, go ahead.
Might as well.
Alright, so listeners, minor spoilers, well, major spoilers. The ending of Journey, basically, as you're playing through the game, you have no idea that the other people that you encounter are not NPCs, but it's actual real people. And when you end the game, you realize that the person that was making the journey with you was a real person, and their name appears above the character's head. And that's when you realize you were actually playing with the real person online.
Oh, wow.
Which is fucking incredible. It sounds incredible.
That's amazing.
Right?
Huh.
So, my thoughts on what Norman Reedus said, man, it's like so many thoughts in my head, but one of them is, as many of you have seen in the trailers, the gameplay, well, basically the gameplay, you see Norman Reedus carrying bodies around, right?
Yeah.
I was thinking, what if the bodies you're carrying are actual online players that you're trying to help keep alive and bring them all together?
Huh. That's an interesting concept. I like that.
Like, maybe, like, they said he's like a mailman, right? But like a mailman of the future. So maybe
Yeah.
he picks up bodies and takes them to a place where they could be resurrected. Maybe what it could be is like, some of us play as the carriers, and some of us are the ones being carried once we actually die. Like in Demon Souls, like the Souls games, when your spirit dies, you go and pick up that spirit, and you come back to life. So I'm thinking, what if the dead bodies, it's actual players that died in the game, and you gotta carry them to a place where you can resurrect them.
Yeah.
Sounds
That's an interesting concept.
right?
It
Sounds
legit.
interesting, man.
Yeah. That would definitely be interesting for sure. It would be a really cool mechanic.
Yeah, definitely. For anybody listening to the podcast, post in the comments below what you think it could be. This is something that we have to think more deeply about, because we definitely don't have the answers. And Hideo Kojima is a very secretive person, and he's always very creative, and you gotta expect the unexpected with him at all times.
That's good to know.
Okay, guys, topic number 4. There's a new 2K studio that was started by the creator of Dead Space. He's currently working on a mysterious new game.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. He's the creator of Dead Space, and he came from... He also had part in Modern Warfare 3, World War II, and Advanced Warfare. And this is his own studio with 2K. And I'm hoping that what he's creating secretly, it's a remake of Dead Space. I will be so fucking hyped for that.
That would be amazing. Because
That would be
actually,
the
to
best.
honest, I'm actually playing Dead Space right now. I have been
Yeah?
playing it on PlayStation 3, and I'm like, when I was younger, I rented the game from GameFly and gave it a try. I couldn't
Okay.
get into it at the time, so I picked it up later on, around say about a month ago, and I've been playing it, and it is amazing. My honest favorite thing about that game is the ambiance and the sound.
Oh man. Yeah. 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 I agree. It's that incredible. It is a great, great game. Are you familiar with this, Jason? Dead Space?
Mm-hmm.
What are your thoughts on what this mysterious game could be, or what would you like it to be?
Would like to see it be another Dead Space, to be honest.
That would be neat to see another one added to the series. Although I do kind of wonder where they would take it, because I'm pretty sure that Dead Space 3 kind of explained the storyline in full, but I honestly don't really know.
You know what they could do also? They could just have a new protagonist in a different planet, just like the Last of Us 2 type of deal. Well, not really similar, but a different protagonist with a similar type of situation, but in a different planet. Because we know the galaxy is really deep, and there's a lot of places that it could take place in. And honestly, I would love a Dead Space 4. I would even love a remake of all three
Yeah.
with
Well,
everything.
that would be nice. I
You
would
know,
like a redo of the first 3 Dead Space.
I would buy
for
that
PS4.
Day Zero. I will buy it Day Zero. You know, I will buy it once they announce it. I'm pre-ordering. I'm buying that. I love those games. I love them.
They're cool. Yeah, it's a great game. It's got insanely good ambiance. It's scary as all hell, and definitely worth playing. Definitely.
Yeah, but good for him, man. He got his own studio with 2K, which is that's a major move.
Wow, it really is. 2K's a pretty big company. They're the ones that made Borderlands and some others too.
Oh yeah, definitely. Now, topic number 5. During EA's fiscal call, they revealed a new Need for Speed and a new Plants vs. Zombies is in the works right now.
Definitely liking the sound of a new Need for Speed.
Yeah, me too. I'm a big fan of that series.
Right.
Did you guys play the last Need for Speed? I'm interested in that. It's been on sale a couple times, and I didn't pick it up.
Payback, it was alright. It's worth playing. No doubt about that. Need for Speed Payback is definitely worth playing. I've had the other one. The only one I didn't play was Rivals. It was on sale last week.
Yeah, both of them been on sale.
I almost came close to picking it up. But
Me too.
Nah.
Yeah, man. Is
Rivals is like the only one so far I don't have. But as far as Payback goes, it's worth playing. It's worth playing. It's got its fun. It's got its fun time to it.
So what is it? It looks like really interesting, the Payback one. How does it differ from the past Need for Speed games? Like what impressed you? Like what?
They have brought back the drag racing portion of it.
I love the sound of that.
I know the last few ones they excluded drag racing, but this one they kind of brought the drag racing back.
Okay. Anything else that's different that you were not expecting?
I would have to say, really, instead of it being involved around one protagonist, like most Need for Speed, it involves like 3 protagonists.
I had no idea about that. I thought it was only one guy.
No, it's involved around 3 different people.
Okay.
They work together as a team, but each one has their different race style, like one for drag and off-road racing. The other one will do like drifting racing.
And what is the goal of the game, bro?
You have another one. You have another one that takes all the heat for the cops.
Okay.
Yeah, each one they play different roles in each one. So yeah, instead of just like one person doing all the things, you got 3 different people doing different things.
And what is the goal of the game, bro?
The story basically, you are taking down a I would have to say not like a mob, but like something like that.
Say cartel, bro. Say cartel.
yeah, cartel. Yeah. Basically, the start of the game, you were set up.
Okay.
You were supposed to take a car, and you got set up, and so on. So you're you're basically getting revenge and getting the car back, and you'd have to play it. It's definitely worth playing.
Is it pretty much a racing game? Like it's just racing? There's no out-of-vehicle experiences?
It's got everything in it. It's mixed with everything.
So you're saying it has out-of-vehicle experiences, bro? Like you can get out the vehicle?
No, it doesn't have out-of-vehicle, but excluding the out-of-vehicle, it's a pretty different. It's pretty good taste in the racing series. Like one you would come to expect in most racing, but it's definitely worth playing.
What's the major difference between this and past Need for Speeds? Like one thing that you could tell the listeners that is different and is to be expected from this title, or it's not that much different.
Not much different, but you're gonna get what you want for it out of a racing game. It's definitely fun, though.
So you recommend it?
I highly recommend it. Of any Need for Speed you're gonna play or pick up, definitely get Payback.
Payback, okay. Payback
is where it's at right now.
What are your thoughts on this, Kip? You have anything to add to Payback? I never played it. I have no idea.
Neither have I, so I can't really add too much of anything.
Okay. So what are your thoughts on a new Plant vs. Zombies game? I'm hoping that it's Plant vs. Zombies Garden Warfare Part 3. Are you guys familiar with Plant vs. Zombies Garden Warfare?
No, I've never played it.
I've never played it. I've heard of it, though.
Okay, let me break it down for you. Basically, Garden Warfare. Picture is like Fortnite. It looks colorful. It doesn't necessarily. It's not necessarily similar to Fortnite. It's just the colors. It really pops. The zombies and the plants have that art style like Fortnite does.
Oh.
And it's a third-person multiplayer online game where it's almost like a horde mode. That's what it is, a horde mode. You have your team against the other team, and one team places the zombies and the other team places the plants. And you could choose from a variety of plants. I'm talking about all the plants that are in the Plant vs. Zombies franchise and most of the zombies. And you could customize them, and you could add different loadouts to the zombies and the plants. And the maps are really cool, and it's like unlike any horde mode I ever played. It reminds me of Gears of War or like those type of horde modes, where it's like a really cool environment with a lot of detail, a lot of color. And it has a lot of modes like multiplayer, like team deathmatch, like capture the flag type of thing, like all these modes. And it is such a fun game for adults and kids. And I highly recommend you guys check it out if it's on sale, or if you're interested in a horde mode that it's colorful and it's more bright and happy. but also really cool with the weapons and the special abilities. Is really, really interesting and a lot of fun. And I definitely recommend both of you guys and the listeners to check it out. If
keep that in mind. Because I've definitely heard of it. You know, I've seen the vlogs, the trailers, etc. But I've never played it. But yeah, I'll keep that in mind. For sure. Anyway, go ahead.
Okay. So topic number 7. There are... Let me see, is that top? There are 2 new Xbox bundles that have been announced during Inside Xbox, the broadcast. So the new bundles are for Anthem and The Division 2. Do both of you own an Xbox?
I do not. I'm not a fan of Xbox.
Do you have any interest in these bundles at all?
No.
Yeah, me neither. I'm
I hate to say it, Xbox players, and I'm sorry. I don't blame you for the system that it is. It's a really good system. Don't get me wrong. And from what I've heard, the community that is within Xbox Live is really good. I've heard, in fact, it's better than PSN. But me personally, I don't like Xbox. But for those who actually do, please enjoy the system to your full benefit.
Right.
Yeah, I agree with both these guys. I've been a fan of the PlayStation since PlayStation 1, and it's my preferred console. And I just love the exclusives that Sony provide.
Yeah.
And the system has gotten better with years.
It has, I agree.
The PlayStation 4... What was that?
I was going to say, this may sound dumb to Xbox players, but
yeah.
Here's the reason I don't like Xbox.
Okay.
It's not the console, it's not the games. For me, it's the controller. I'm sorry,
yeah.
But I can't stand that controller. It's uncomfortable to me.
I agree. I agree.
I don't like it.
You know, guys, we just prefer the PlayStation ecosystem due to the exclusives. The controller, the PlayStation 4 controller, it is the best controller that I ever held in my hand.
I agree. Out of the PlayStations, yes. Definitely the best. I got big hands, so it fits perfectly.
Yeah. So, back to the topic, I think it's really great that they're releasing these 2 bundles. It seems like great choices for bundles. I mean, the Division 2, Anthem are 2 hugely anticipated games this year.
They are.
And that's a great move by Xbox. I wonder if the PlayStation 4 Sony is going to have a Division 2 bundle and an Anthem bundle, which I'm doubting now.
Really? You doubt it? Why?
I don't recall that there was a time where both systems had similar bundles. Do you recall that?
No, I don't. You're right.
This might be a time exclusive. It doesn't really state in the article, but it could be like an exclusive for the Xbox. You know, like a bundle exclusive type of deal. It could be. I don't know, but that's all we have to say about that. It's great. Xbox owners get hype. You know.
Much hype.
Yeah, that sounds like a great deal. It's probably gonna be a great deal price-wise also, because they usually are when they're bundled up. So great job, Microsoft. It's great. 2 great choices.
And to be honest, I also have to be excited for Microsoft because they're making really big moves.
Oh, definitely they are.
They're acquiring a lot of studios to, actually make first-party exclusives for Xbox. So while you Xbox players out there, you're going to be happy with the next consoles that are coming.
Oh yeah, it's very exciting times. I can't wait to see what Xbox and Sony and Nintendo offer the next generation.
Absolutely.
Now for our topic number 8. 2K's unannounced game to be revealed in the upcoming months. It's said to be a sequel. What's that?
Go ahead.
No, go ahead. You give me your thoughts. What you were gonna say?
I was gonna say, fingers crossed. I'm hoping it's Borderlands 3. Please be Borderlands 3.
Okay, that's what that's what I was gonna get to. It says sequel to be a big beloved franchise will release sometime in 2020. and we will get news about it in the upcoming months. Now,
Okay.
the rumblings going around is that it could be Borderlands 3 or a new fucking BioShock which, as you can hear from my voice and my swearing, I'm fucking hyped. I'm so fucking excited for BioShock, man. I'm one of the biggest fans of BioShock. Like, I love the environment, the design, the story, the weapons. I could go on and on. Like, I love BioShock so much that it's one of my favorite franchises of all history, all time. That's how much I love it.
Wow.
I just got so immersed in that world, like especially BioShock 1, where your plane crashes and you land in this underground city. It is one of the best experiences I ever had in my life. And then BioShock Infinite, where you go up this elevator into basically heaven and people live up there. Like, it's so fucking amazing. I don't know if any of you guys have played the previous BioShocks or are familiar with them.
I played a little bit of the first one, but at the time I couldn't get into it. If I pick it up later on, though, I might actually get into it. I don't know. We'll see.
What is the reason that you couldn't get into it?
I don't really remember, to be honest. But
Okay.
I don't know if it was the environment. I don't know if it was the way it played. Maybe I didn't have any interest in it at the time, but I really wanted to try it.
Yeah, because interests to change during time, you know?
Right, yeah.
Yeah, but
Take me for example, playing Dead Space. Yeah.
Yeah, Kip, I give it the highest recommendation I could give any game. Like, you are missing out if you do not play BioShock and BioShock Infinite. You can get the collection on the PlayStation 4 with all 3 games: BioShock 1, BioShock 2, the DLC for all the games, and BioShock Infinite with the DLC.
Oh, okay. I'll keep that in mind, Jesus. Thank you.
I
will definitely check that out.
It is such a fucking amazing experience, man. Like, BioShock Infinite especially. Just the way the story ended in both of those games blew my mind, and it's one of my favorite endings. Both of those endings are 2 of my favorites of all the history. Like, I'm talking about from the 60s, if there were games, till now, like, of all time. They have such incredible fucking endings, incredible storytelling, incredible music, incredible graphics, incredible... The shooting ain't that good, but it's decent, and it's fun enough. But what gets me is the story, the graphics, the design of the world. I love collecting stuff and exploring, and these games have a lot of exploration, a lot of collectibles, and the weapons, man. You have a gun on one hand, on the other hand you have a special power, so you could combine them. So basically, let's say there's an enemy or a bunch of enemies near water. You shoot with your left hand the electricity. You electrocute them, and they die right there, you know?
Wow.
Or you could shoot fire at them. You start burning them up, and as they're burning, you could shoot the hell out of them. And there's like psychic powers also, where you could like push them against the wall, like throw them or lift them up in the air type of thing. Like, it's fucking amazing, man. Like, it has such creative special abilities. And the weapons are regular weapons, nothing special about them, but the powers and just everything else about the games, you know, especially the atmosphere and the storytelling is top notch, and I couldn't be more hyped for another BioShock. I'm like the biggest BioShock fan. I love it so much.
I'm sure there's many others, but yeah, that's awesome. Okay.
Yeah, be really hyped to play that. Like, you'll have a great time. Start with BioShock Infinite. If you didn't really enjoy BioShock 1, try BioShock Infinite. You know?
Okay.
That might change your mind, because the way I could describe BioShock Infinite, right? Picture this. It's like Disneyland on crack, bro. And I mean that. Like, it really is like Disneyland. Because when you're up in the sky, every environment you go to, bro, it feels like Disneyland just went bad. Like, there's so many... I know, it's fucking hilarious. There's so many people that look like what you will see in Disneyland, like walking around with costumes and just the design, the colors. the carnival feel, the museum locations, and the shops where you go inside and find loot and stuff. Like, the world feels like a museum slash Disneyland. Like, it's fucking incredible environments, man. Incredible.
Okay.
It really is, like, really, really amazing. Like, I can't say enough good things about that, and I highly recommend to every person that likes first-person shooters and great storytelling and exploring and collecting, just to pick up that whole collection. And as for Borderlands 3, I'm very excited for that. I hope it is.
As I am.
I hope it really is Borderlands 3, because that's a great game that all three of us could co-op in, and we'll have a blast.
Yeah, I'm still to this day a huge fan of Borderlands.
Oh, me too. I didn't really... What were you gonna say?
I was gonna say I played the first game and the second game.
Yeah.
Plus all the DLCs. I mean, I went ham on those games.
Man, yeah, it's a great experience. I didn't really like Borderlands 1 as much, due to the fact that the environments are too similar and it's so bland, the colors. You know?
It is bland, yeah.
Yeah, it's bland. I don't really care for that one, but Borderlands 2, colorful, more better locations, a lot of variety, more enemies.
Yeah. Plus the main villain is he's just, you want to hate
Oh
him,
yeah,
but
it's
he's so
fucking
funny
awesome.
all at the same time.
Yeah, man. I mean, I remember the first time I played Borderlands 2, when you come into the game and you have this guy speaking to you from another planet, or like basically the galaxy. It's just a great memory for me. Like, I'm walking around and all of a sudden, like, this picture pop up and it's him talking.
Yeah.
And in my mind, my you know, my, like, what is it, like, my mind took me to a different place. Like, it almost felt like he was talking for me from another, like, space. I don't know how to explain it, but it made me feel like something I never felt in any game, where I feel like somebody was watching me as I was playing.
Yeah, pretty much.
It felt like he was watching you the whole time from up there in the galaxy. That's how it made me feel. Hey, Jason?
I'm still here.
Have you played any Borderlands games, bro?
They look real fun. Honestly, I haven't, but they look real fun.
They are fun, Jason. They are.
They are.
Oh, bro. You're missing out so badly, especially you that you love first person, especially you that you love first person shooters, bro. This is one of the best first person shooters next to BioShock that I could highly recommend.
Absolutely.
There is so many weapons in that fucking game, and there's supposedly over 374,000 weapons.
Uh-huh. And they're all customizable too. That's the crazy bit.
Ooh.
So, you know, like in the
That does sound very interesting.
you know, like how in the Division 2 you have all these weapons you pick up, and in Call of Duty you get all these weapons. Well, think about every single first-person shooter with more better weapons, more creative weapons. The bullets shoot like fire rounds, electricity rounds, ice rounds.
Yeah, there's electricity, ice, acid, fire, and I think that's it. And yeah, sometimes they combine too.
And they also have special abilities, like you can set down a turret and a shield and things like that. But Jason, basically this game, bro, it's an open, like, I mean open, like really, really open world, first-person shooter with the comic book art style, where there's so much loot and so much exploration and so much variety in enemies and so many ways to take them down, and just a really fun world to explore. And the best part, it has so many weapons. Like, we're talking about hundreds of thousands of weapons. From snipers to automatics, submachine guns, machine guns, pistols, everything. And you that you love first-person shooters, this is a must for you. I have the whole collection. I don't know if Kip has it. You have the collection, bro?
I used to, but I don't
Okay.
anymore.
Yeah, but Jason, I highly recommend you check out that game, man. You will love it so much. And I do have the collection, so if you want to co-op with me, I'm down to co-op.
Okay.
If I ever get it again, I'd definitely jump in with you guys.
And it is incredible. It is incredible. It's an incredible experience. Being in a foreign planet, killing all these alien-looking creatures, and all these crazy Mad Max type of enemies that are crazy and run at you, explode on you.
Yep. The bandits. The bandits.
Yeah. So to the listeners, me and Kip highly recommend that game. The collection is out on the PlayStation 4, the Xbox One, possibly. I'm not sure about that one, but it's definitely on the PlayStation 4.
And here's the best bit with Borderlands 2. If you want to play OG, it's available because it was on the PlayStation 3, which is where it first showed up for Sony and Microsoft, was PS3 and Xbox 360. Yeah. It's up to you, but I'm just letting you know. Because with the Handsome Jack collection, you don't get the first Borderlands, so if you want to play that, pretty much your only choices are PlayStation 3, Xbox 360, and PC.
For the Borderlands?
For the first Borderlands, yeah. Because Handsome Jack's collection only has Borderlands 2 and Borderlands 1.5. Or whatever that thing is called. The moon one.
Let me see. Borderlands Handsome Collection, yeah?
Yeah.
That's what it's called.
Yeah, Handsome Jack collection.
Yeah, but to your listeners that are on the fence about getting Borderlands, it is a must for first-person shooter fans and people that enjoy exploring and collecting a lot of loot and fighting crazy enemies and a wide variety of enemies. With, it feels like almost like a Mad Max / superhero game.
Good way to describe it.
Right? It feels sort of like that. The next topic number, I believe that's topic number 9, right? Or is that 8? I believe that's 8, right? Yeah. Next one's 8. Yeah, I believe so. Okay. Topic number 8. Mortal Kombat. During the Combat Cast, more fighters were announced.
I know Cabal was one of them.
That's definitely one of them. Do you know what the other person is, guys?
No.
Deborah. For Mortal Kombat X.
Oh, Deborah.
Yeah.
Oh.
I call her Deborah, like a real girl name, Deborah.
Right.
Deborah.
Right.
Yeah, Deborah. Yeah, she was the other fighter announced.
Nice.
What are your thoughts, guys, on these two fighters?
Deborah was pretty twisted back in Ash. Like she had her twisted moments back in Ash. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
she is. But to see Cabal make a return is actually pretty interesting because Cabal was actually left out in X.
He's a cool character.
He is. If you can utilize him in a good way, he's definitely a very good character.
Have you guys seen the way these characters look? Okay, so Deborah, how you say it? Deborah? Okay, Deborah. She looks pretty similar to Mortal Kombat X, just more detailed, different costume, you know, but very similar. She hasn't changed much. Now for Cabal, he looks like a Mad Max character. That's what he reminds me of. He looks
look like a Mad Max character,
right, bro? I'm like really interested in him because I'm wondering like, what is his backstory in this game? Since they're trying to make him all look different, like really different. Like, what the fuck is he gonna be in this game? Is he just like a person from the apocalypse? Where did he come from? What's his story? Like, I'm really curious to know what role he plays in this game. Like, what the fuck is he doing there, you know? Because, you know, Mortal Kombat 11, they're really going deep with the story. Like, it seems like they're really fleshing out the characters. If you've seen like the announcements of the characters, the stories they have, and where they came from. Like the new character, I forgot her name, but she's like the goddess of time, I believe, that she could control time, and she's been controlling time since Mortal Kombat 1, and she was in the background. One of the new characters. Wow. Yeah.
Huh.
And then you have the other guy, Garruk or Gore something Garrick, right, Jason? He's like Garrick or something like that. The black dude, not the black dude. He's the one that is basically the brawler, the ones that controls time with sand, like Prince of Persia. Bald headed. He's bald headed.
We're not Raiden, not Jax.
Okay. I think it's Garrick.
Yeah,
something like that.
Jarek or something.
Yeah, something similar to that.
Right.
Yeah, so Cabal, I seen like a picture, and he has the old costume back, which I love, but I don't really like his costume that they, showed him for the first time in. He just looks like a Mad Max character, not that interesting looking, But I'm pretty sure it's gonna be amazing, and I can't wait to see what other characters they announce. Who are you hoping they announce? Both of you guys. Who would you like to see come back to Mortal Kombat?
Dude, it's been so long since I've played Mortal Kombat, I honestly don't remember hardly any of the characters.
What was the last Mortal Kombat you played?
The last Mortal Kombat I played, dude, was freaking probably 1 or 2, and that was back when they were in the arcade.
Oh shit, man. Yeah, so you really
OG Mortal Kombat player, bro.
Okay, bro. So definitely you've been missing out. So you wouldn't really recognize not even half of them. Like, there's so many of them. There's like 50 Mortal Kombat characters. I Wikipedia it. Yeah, there's like 50 characters in all the games. More than that, probably. What about you, Jason? Who would you like to return?
Really a tough decision to make right there. But,
yeah, it is. It is.
If anything, I would like to see make a great comeback would be Brain. I mean, it was Brain. It was sad that yes, he was in X, but he was not a playable character. But he was in the story of X. So if he can be brought back as a playable character,
that'll be cool. Yeah.
I'd like to see that. Yeah.
Is that the only character that you could think of right now?
Most likely, pretty much, yes.
What about you, Kip? Since you played since Mortal Kombat 2, what characters, if you are interested in the new Mortal Kombat, I'm not sure if you are, but if you were, what character is cool from back in Mortal Kombat 1, Mortal Kombat 2 that you would like to return to the franchise?
I don't remember his name, but he was a really big character, looked kind of like a dragon.
Goro?
I can't remember his name, though. I think so.
The one with the 4 arms? He has 4 arms?
Yeah, actually, come to think of it, yeah, he was a cool character.
He has a ponytail?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's Goro. I'm not sure if he's going to be in this one. I believe so. Have you heard anything about this, Jason? If he is going to be in this one?
Nothing of the like as far as the Shokan race goes. Nothing about Shiva or Goro or Motaro. It would be nice to see bring one of the Shokans back, like Goro, for example.
I think Motaro is going to be in the new one. I think I heard that. I'm not like 100%.
That would be nice to see Motaro as well. Motaro and you know what? And now to think about it, Motaro would be a nice comeback as well because Goro was basically a playable character in X.
Yeah, he was.
He became purchasable at the end, but
Mm-hmm.
at the beginning, if you pre-ordered it, he was a pre-order bonus character. Um, and like this one, if you pre-order the game before release, Shao Kahn would be a pre-order bonus character. So it would be nice to see Kentaro make a return to the series as far as the Shokan race goes.
Well, the only one that I know is making a comeback from that race is Shao Kahn. He is a pre-order character for Mortal Kombat 11.
Yes, indeed he is.
And so far the roster, from what I heard, correct me if I'm wrong, guys, have you heard anything, but I know it's Raiden, and it's Deborah, and Kano, and Liu Kang, and there's 2 new characters, and Baraka, Shao Kahn, Sub-Zero, Scorpion.
Nice. A lot of returning old characters. Cool.
Yeah. Who else is there, Jason, that I'm missing?
Oh, there's this new guy, Gassera.
Yeah, that's the dude that I said. He's a new character with along with the other girl. That's the goddess of time. Oh yeah, Scarlet. She's a returning character that a lot of people been hoping to return, and she looks really fucking cool. I love her look. I love her abilities and her finishers, and her fatality is really awesome.
Oh, you dead.
So now for topic number 10, well, number 9. I don't even know. I fucked up some of the numbers, but it doesn't really matter. But the next topic, right? The next topic, it involves the Division 2.
Okay.
And basically it's a little tidbit. It's gonna have a photo mode.
Huh.
Due to the community highly requesting it. And it's gonna be similar to Assassin's Creed Odyssey's mode. The photo mode they had.
Okay.
And previously on the Division 1 there was no photo mode. So this is a first for this franchise.
Yeah, the photo mode definitely. Right.
So what are your thoughts on the photo mode for the Division 2?
Honestly, I'm not totally sure. I haven't played it myself, but I imagine for the people that like to take photos, like if, a certain kill or if an environment that they like, and of a battle, and trying to capture a good scene, it'd be a good way to do it. You set up a nice photo while you're in the middle of, or if you find some special loot that maybe nobody else has, and you're like, oh, check this out, photo mode, click. Show it off to all your friends. Dudes, look what I found, man.
Yeah, my thoughts is that I feel like pretty much every game should have photo mode from now on. It's a cool feature.
Yeah.
And it's something that I definitely appreciate. I don't use a lot, but I would if that was what I enjoy the most. I do mess with it around a little bit. And I've taken some great pictures with it, but it's not really something that I use too much. It really depends on the game. I'm thinking once The Last of Us 2 release, or a new God of War, Spider-Man, even Days Gone, or Devil May Cry, like things like that, I'll probably use it to take out some cool pictures,
Right.
The next topic also involves the Division 2, and this is a very interesting one for me and Jason, which we played the Division 2 beta. We will talk about it right now. The Division 2 endgame introduces a new threat, the Black Tusk they're called, similar to the Hunters introduced in the 1.8 update in the Division 1. And this new faction uses high-tech weapons and gadgets similar to the ones we use. They will try to retake areas including the Dark Zone. So basically this new faction is gonna be introduced once you finish the game, which is really fucking cool. So once you finish the game,
The idea that there
what's that?
might be a Division 3 because of that. unless it's just something that they continue with the Division 2.
That's a good observation, man. That I didn't think about that. I
Yeah,
just
'cause,
think it's. What were you gonna say?
I was gonna say, yeah, because introducing a new faction at the end of the game, it makes you think, oh, there's gonna be more. Well, maybe that will lead into the next game.
That's true. That's a good observation. What are your thoughts on this, Jason?
I'm liking that.
Sounds really
idea.
cool, right?
Yeah, it most certainly does. Definitely keeps the game going longer. It makes it more fun.
Definitely.
Which is why when I had a talk with you that day about it when I played it,
Yeah.
I personally thought it was better than the first division. The more I think about it, the more I look into it, the more I play it.
Yeah.
It's definitely a big improvement over Division 1.
Yeah, let's go into that before we even continue to discuss this new faction. Give us your thoughts on the Division 2, what improvements you've noticed, and what you're loving more than the Division 1.
Division 1, it was fun, but it didn't feature as much of what they're doing with Division 2. With Division 2, how the gameplay's going, the new faction, different Dark Zone locations, different specific area where you can take from an enemy and then they'll have to take it back and everything. It's all around. It's just a much big improvement over the first division.
That's good to know.
Yeah, from what I played, I noticed that the menus are different. The graphics, of course, look better. The environments are more detailed. They're more, how do you say, they make you want to explore the areas more because of the way they look. They're more interesting to look at, the locations.
Right.
And
Right.
the menus are definitely more easy to navigate because all the weapons and the gear are in the same squared section. And also, the combat feels just as good as the first one, maybe better. I would have to play the first one to really give my thoughts if the combat is better. And it just seems like it's gonna be a bigger, improved sequel compared to Part 1. And after playing the Division 2 beta, which I got thanks to one of my boys here on the PlayStation 4, he hooked me up with the code.
Oh, nice.
I'm more excited than I was. Like, I'm really hyped for the game. And I'm looking forward to what new things they've added, and see how long the story is, and the content, and the modes, and the unlockables, and the customization. Are you familiar with this, Kip, with the Division?
I am familiar with it. I mean, I've seen it, but I haven't played it for myself. Just call it general lack of interest. I don't know. I'm really picky about the games that I play.
Okay. Well, maybe we could interest you on it. What is it that makes you have not so much interest with this game? Like, what do you think it's about? What is your take? Like, what are you thinking it's about?
I don't really know what it's about, to be honest. I haven't really looked into it as far as that goes, but what I'm basing off of is just stuff that I've seen on YouTube channels of people playing it, and I don't know, it just didn't look all that interesting to me. Of course, I hadn't watched a whole lot of the Division 2.
Okay.
Mostly what I watched was the first one, so...
Yeah, this is very similar to Division 1. It's just minor improvements and graphics and in the menus and environments, location. Like, there's a whole bunch of different improvements everywhere. It's really hard to detail everything because I haven't played enough of it, but basically the Division game is basically an online, it could be an online multiplayer game where it's in an open world, and you could say it's a survival game.
Okay.
It's a third-person shooter.
Okay.
And similarly to Borderlands, which you love, you pick up a lot of loot. You find weapons, attachments, you find armor. And And what's really interesting and really cool that they do, every time you find a weapon or armor, you could actually equip it right on the spot, or you could break it down into pieces that you could use later to build, create something, or you could add it to trash right away so you could sell it. It gives you that option from the jump every time you pick up loot.
Oh wow.
And I love that aspect so much, because every time you see a weapon, you could how do you say, you could check it and see if it's better than the weapon you have. You could check it right from the gate, like right away. You could check how much damage it does, rate per minute, all those details. And you could decide you want to equip it, or you just want to break it down into pieces, material basically, to use later, or you want to trash it. And if you trash it, it goes into a part of the menu where it's just trash, and when you go to sell it, you could sell all your trash, and it just sells it automatically, everything.
Nice. Cool. That's got a lot of RPG game elements.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Something I'm used to. So.
And it also has special abilities, you know, like in Borderlands, where you could throw down a turret, shield, a drone flies above your head and shoots people, or it gives you lives. Like, there's a lot of different... It reminds me of Borderlands, honestly. It's like that. It's like Borderlands, but just in third person.
Okay.
I don't know how many weapons the game might have, but it does look like it has a lot, right, Jason? It has a lot of weapons.
Mm-hmm.
I looked at the menu, and it has like 40 types of weapons per like type of weapon wise. It has a lot of weapons. It has a good variety of weapons, and you could attach attachments, and you can customize your character to your liking. And also, it's not only like main missions, but there's a lot of side missions and other types of modes that are really cool. You could take on there's so many things to do in the game. And what's crazy, every time you level up or beat a mission, you could return to the mission, you could play higher difficulty, earn better rewards. So it's like Borderlands in that way, where you could also level up in the game. Like, it's really similar to Borderlands, bro. It just takes place in the near future or the present in Washington, D.C. And basically the government fell, and you work for the division, and you're trying to take the government back from other criminals, basically. And that's what your goal is, and to go rescue civilians that are have been kidnapped, or people that ran away and hid, and take down like big enemies that control factions around the world. It's like gangs. It's almost like a third-person shooter where you gotta go take down gangs around the streets, type of thing.
Okay. Gotcha.
And it kind of reminds me of SOCOM, like SOCOM.
I know what SOCOM is, yeah.
Yeah, but even better than SOCOM. So it's like that. You could expect it to be like that. And if you enjoy, and I know you do, with Borderlands or SOCOM or Metal Gear, any type of like third-person shooter, this is a great game that you should definitely check out.
Okay. Yeah, well, I probably won't pre-order it, to be honest, but if I ever do pick it up, sometime after maybe the price drop or something.
Yeah, I just say pick it up if it's on sale, or just rent it, bro, and check it out with us. I think you'll have a blast. It's so much fun to play that game.
Alright. Keep that in mind.
Any more thoughts you have on the Division 2 beta, Jason?
All I gotta say is, personally, a much better improvement over Division 1. So definitely looking forward to see how it turns out come the original release.
Yeah, me too. I'm looking forward to it. I'm excited. It went up my list also. You know, I I previously played the Division 1. I believe, if I'm not incorrect, it was free for the PlayStation Plus, or it was on sale for cheap. Which one of the two is it, Jason?
I think it went on sale.
Okay, it went on sale. I picked it up, and I played so much in 2017 of it, 2018 running into 2018, that I really, when it released first, the Division 1, I slept on it like many people did, and I had interest in it at first, but then another game caught my interest and I skipped it. But then when I bought it when it was on sale, it impressed the hell out of me, and I had such a blast that it went up on my list of whatever year it released. It's that good, you know. And I know, Kib, you're gonna have an amazing time. Like it's so much fucking fun, man. It's like basically you're in this world, and if you need help, you could hit up people online that not necessarily have to be on your friends list, and they could assist you in missions.
Oh, wow.
So when you start a mission, it's too difficult for you. You could hit up people, and basically people that also need help or are online, they will join you on that mission. And it's 4 players, right, Jason? It's 4 people that could play together. And you take on that mission, and then you collect better loot if it's higher the difficulty.
Wow.
And
yeah,
it is
definitely Borderlands-esque. Definitely.
It is so much like Borderlands, even down to the enemies. Like there's enemies that have like something attached to them, like a canister, and you shoot it and they blow up. Like you could do that type of thing.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so it's similar to Borderlands. It reminds me of that in third person.
Very nice, very nice.
The next topic we have is, let's see. It seems like we got 2 more topics left. And I'm gonna go for the smaller one first. Assassin's Creed Odyssey is getting a new game plus mode at the end of this month. More info is gonna be coming this week. So for those interested in Assassin's Creed Odyssey and one more Assassin's Creed Odyssey, or to replay it, there you go. A new plus mode is coming at the end of this month. Have you guys played any Assassin's Creed Odyssey?
No. I lost interest in the Assassin's Creed series after Brotherhood. I haven't played an Assassin's Creed since.
Yeah, I'm in the same boat, man. I'm not a fan of Assassin's Creed. I appreciate it. Try to get into it since Assassin's Creed first one, and the only one I really enjoyed was Assassin's Creed 2. And
yeah, 2 and Brotherhood were my favorites, and that was it.
And I've been trying to play them. I did buy Assassin's Creed Odyssey. I heard amazing things about it. I still haven't played it. I will. But that's about as far as it goes with me with Assassin's Creed. And you, Jason, you ever played them?
I played the first 2. Couldn't get into most of them after the second one, sad to say.
No worries, man. I feel you.
And what is the reason?
I even tried to play Assassin's Creed 3, just no.
And
Yeah, same here.
what do you guys think is the reason you can get into it? Because I really can't put my finger on it. I just feel like it's kind of repetitive. Maybe I don't like the combat.
Honestly, I don't know, aside from the fact that Ezio's story ended. There was just something about it that changed. It didn't feel the same as it used to.
Right.
I don't know. It's hard
I'd have to
explain.
agree with him on that. It just after the second one, it didn't really kind of feel the same.
Yeah.
So the combat clicks for you guys?
Yeah, the combat clicked. It just
Yeah, for me it
to
didn't.
me, yeah, the story for me it just wasn't. Yeah, I would have to say more with the story.
Okay. So yeah, I'm definitely in a different boat with that one. I just feel like the combat doesn't click for me. It feels like The Witcher 3 combat, which I didn't enjoy.
Okay.
It feels like that to me. I don't know, like it doesn't feel like super smooth. It feels more like machinery, like a machine type of combat. Like I don't know how to explain it, man. Like, but you understand what I'm saying, right?
Yeah, I got you.
It feels almost like if it's a old school like Mortal Kombat game, like you just punching and kicking, like. It feels like that. It feels static. I love Mortal Kombat, but it feels static like the 2D Mortal Kombat games. It feels like that.
Gotcha.
I don't know, it just doesn't click with me. Our next topic is Resident Evil 2 has a first-person mod that was created by a modder named Prey Dog. The news comes via Rock Paper Shotgun, and it's for the
snap.
PC. Yeah, for the PC.
Ah, they're lucky.
What are your thoughts on this, guys?
That sounds legitimately interesting.
Resident Evil in first person. They should have. Now that we're thinking about it,
Yeah.
it should have been. They should have gave it that option where
Yeah,
instead
exactly.
of it being over the shoulder, try it in first person, because Resident Evil 7 it was first person, but it was good in first person. Like it still it felt like Resident Evil. Being in first person, like the most successful first person they have made. As far as Resident Evil 2 remake, yeah, it is strictly over the shoulder, but it still feels they should have added that option where if you want to do first person or over the shoulder, you have that option to do that.
Yeah, I think they should implement that option for the upcoming Resident Evils. Like, that's a great option. Now that,
That would be.
now that Resident Evil 7 is so good, and it's one of people's favorites, Resident Evils, I think that's the direction they should head. They should make it an option for the next Resident Evil. Have the option of third person and first person. That'll make it more exciting. Yeah, well, that's really cool. Shout out to Prey Dog. He's the modder that modded it, and that's a great idea.
Very nice.
Now, the last topic of the week is Anthem.
And
Yeah, Anthem will introduce a lot of endgame content. Once you reach level 30, you unlock 3 extra difficulty modes. Also new challenges, contracts, strongholds, world events, guilds, and social hubs are promised.
oh wow, that's like Borderlands, or not Borderlands, like
Destiny.
on steroids.
It sounds like it, right?
Yeah, Destiny on steroids.
So what are your thoughts on this, guys? You both interested for Anthem? And what is your thoughts on this endgame content and all this extra stuff that's gonna be available once the game finishes?
A lot of my PSN friends have been trying to talk me into playing N7, and I'm on the fence about it. I'm not sure if I really want to or not, to be honest. But all that extra content does sound interesting. It sounds like a hook that for the people that actually do start playing, it'll give them a reason to keep going. You know what I mean?
It sounds similar to the Division 2, and it sounds similar to Destiny. What they've been doing. World events is really popular, and contracts, all this extra side stuff to do. Are you excited, Jason, for Anthem?
I kind of am, honestly.
Yeah.
I'm not even gonna lie. Watching a lot of the trailers, it does look very interesting. I probably might not get it right away though.
Yeah.
Me personally,
Yeah,
but somewhere down the line, I will. Somewhere down the line, I will eventually get it because it does look eye appealing. No doubt.
What's holding you guys back from being interested in that game? What is it about it?
At the moment, I'm waiting for them to get it, actually ready to play, because from what I've heard from the demos, and not just the pre-demo but the demo that was free to play and all that,
Yeah.
it's not in the best condition right now. So,
Yeah, I believe the first demo left a bad taste in people's mouths, but
yeah.
I did try the demo, and I had a blast, and I'm looking forward to it. It reminded me of Lost Planet, Iron Man, and I forgot the other game, Monster Hunter. It reminds me of those 3 games. And also a mix of Mass Effect because of the dialogue tree.
Yeah, okay.
So basically, if you like any of those 4 games I mentioned, I think you should definitely look forward to this game. It's really, really fun. The enemies are really tough. Like, if you go at it alone, you're not gonna survive. I guarantee you that. like 100%.
Oh,
I could
sure.
put money on that. I tried with just one guy. I tried with one guy online, and they destroyed the hell out of us. It's just so difficult to get through all those enemies.
Wow.
Because they come from every
Wow.
direction, and they fly, and there's turrets placed on top of mountains, and it gets really explosive, really crazy, and really quick, you know? Yeah, but definitely, you guys keep an eye on that one. It's gonna be, from the look of it, it's gonna be a good game, maybe not great, but it might surprise people, even myself, because they haven't really showed a lot of it, and the demo really didn't show enough of story and everything else that it involves, you know? So, I'm definitely excited for it. It's not like a one-day buy, probably, but maybe I'll change my... I don't know, I had a blast playing it. I'm not... I think once it comes closer, I'm gonna be very excited to play it, depending on the word of mouth and the reviews and what people say it actually has in the game, you know?
Yeah.
So those were all of our topics for the week. Now, let's discuss any movies that we watched that we want our listeners to check out.
I'll be right back.
Any movies or TV shows that you've seen this week?
Nothing interesting.
Okay.
Still been with the still been trying to keep up with games.
With what? Oh, with the games?
Yeah, because so much is happening this month. It's just,
Yeah, man.
you know, new games coming in. You know, it's just trying to keep up as I go along. So yeah, TVs and whatnot haven't really much of no commentary.
Honestly, the same for me, bro. I haven't really watched any movie, and it's been months. I haven't watched any TV shows. My thing is watching YouTube. I've been watching a lot of YouTube, like pranks and music videos, interviews, gaming podcasts, and game trailers and movie trailers and stuff like that. So, I definitely cannot recommend anything to the listeners, viewing-wise. But speaking of game releases, bro, there are 3 games that are releasing this week that are gonna excite a lot of gamers out there. Do you know what these 3 games are?
Fill me in.
Okay, we have Far Cry New Dawn. We have Metro Exodus. And we have Jump Force.
Nice.
3 big AAA games.
Right, especially that Jump Force. I know
Yeah.
a lot of people are gonna take advantage of that.
Hey, Kip, you're back with us?
Yeah.
Okay, so
Quick rest break.
what you missed, bro? We're almost done. What you missed is that me and Jason don't have any movies or TV shows to recommend this week because we didn't watch anything. Did you watch any movies or TV shows you want to recommend to the listeners or to us?
No. I haven't watched any TV shows or movies yet that I would recommend. So.
Okay.
I mean, there are movies that I'm looking forward to.
Okay, let's talk about that. What movies are coming up or TV shows that both of you guys are interested in?
Well, I, for one, am extremely excited for the new Godzilla movie. I am hyped as all hell for that.
Yeah, that looks like a really cool movie.
Yes, it does. And I'm a big fan of Godzilla. I have been since, like he was in the Japanese era and fighting old monsters. So, and I know most of the monsters and the ones that are premiering in this one are ones that I've known for a long time, so I'm pretty hyped.
Yeah. Any other movies that are coming soon or TV shows?
I'm sure there's some others, but I can't think of them right now.
Okay. And you, Jason?
Nope.
Yeah, for me, I mean, coming up soon, I'm interested to see The Prodigy.
Yeah, that one looks interesting.
It looks like a creepy movie.
Yeah.
This little boy that is really intelligent, but he might have a demon inside of him.
Yeah.
Yeah, that looks really creepy. I don't know what other movies are coming up soon, but I'm definitely super hyped for Avengers Endgame.
Oh god, yes, the new Avengers. That's gonna be insane. See what they do to defeat Thanos.
Oh yeah, they had a trailer spot in the Super Bowl, which I didn't see all the trailer spots, but I seen this one. And the trailer spot is really interesting. It shows a lot of exciting things that are gonna happen in the movie.
Oh yeah?
Did you guys see the trailer spot or no?
No, I missed it. When I tuned into the Super Bowl, I was watching the halftime show, so I missed most of the commercials.
Yeah, I'll let you watch it then. I ain't gonna spoil it for you. It's a really short trailer spot, and it shows a lot of interesting things that look very exciting.
I'll be sure to look that up and give her a watch, because it's gonna be real good.
And the other thing we were talking about when you left to take your break, there's 3 big releases releasing this week. Do you know what those are?
Not a clue.
Okay. We have Far Cry New Dawn.
Yes. Oh
We
God,
have
yes.
Metro Exodus. And we have Jump Force. Those are the 3 big game releases this week.
Yeah, Jump Force. That's this week, really?
This week.
Oh my gosh. Wow.
Yeah, everyone could check out.
They were done with it already. Jeez.
Oh yeah, it's done. Everybody could check out the video I posted on Everything Nerdy Assemble YouTube page. And I posted a video of all the new game releases for this week. It's 13 minutes long. You could check it out there. And yeah, I'm looking forward to Far Cry New Dawn. I'm definitely getting that one. Like, there's no question about that. I enjoy Far Cry 5, even though I didn't beat it.
Yeah, same here.
But I'm gonna get that.
I beat it. I beat it. I beat
Yeah,
5. It was
I got
awesome.
far.
Oh,
I got
yeah.
far in that. Yeah, I got really far in it. I beat the second boss, so I just needed the last, maybe the last one. That's about it.
Yeah, I beat them all.
Yeah, I got pretty far, and I enjoyed my time with it. So I'm looking forward to this one. And
Yeah, for sure. It's gonna be fun.
the Metro Exodus, that's a great franchise. It's heavily slept on. Like, a lot of people sleep on that, but it's a first-person shooter with survival aspects. Like, and it has a great atmosphere, great environments, and a lot of crazy looking creatures coming after you in the apocalypse, like Fallout, like the Fallout games.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, that's a game you should definitely keep an eye on if you like first person shooter survival games. And Jump Force is just a fighting game in an open environment.
As far as I can tell.
Yeah. It's similar to Dragon Ball Z. Like, it looks like similar to those games.
It does.
So
There's also a whole bunch of different characters from all different animes, but yeah.
So what of these 3 games are you looking forward to, guys?
Me
So now you're
personally,
picking up for
Far
sure.
Cry, definitely.
Okay.
Definitely, yeah.
That's the only one, right?
On that one. Maybe Jump Force.
Okay.
Maybe.
There is a demo for Jump Force on the PlayStation Store.
There is?
Yeah, there is.
Oh. I'll have to try that out.
Yeah, I gotta try that out too. I've been meaning to download it. What about you, Jason? Which ones are you interested in? I mean,
More aiming towards Jump Force.
okay. You tried the demo?
I tried to, it wouldn't let me connect when I had downloaded it. I think maybe it might have expired
Okay.
the day I tried to play it, but it did look really, it did really look eye appealing, no doubt.
It does, yeah. It's got really good graphics and such.
Yeah, it looks really interesting. I'll definitely check that out for next week. And we'll talk about that, and you guys definitely check out the Devil May Cry 5 demo, and any of the other games we recommended to each other, like, you know, rent them or get them on sale, and we'll discuss them next week. See your thoughts on them.
Sure.
And this has been the second episode of Everything Nerdy Assemble here on YouTube. I'm Jesus, and these are my guys Kip and Jason. Where can people follow you guys?
Follow me on YouTube.
Yep, Sam, YouTube.
What's your
Go there.
YouTubes?
on YouTube is 66 PlayStation 66. When you look it up, you'll find Palace One. You can also follow me on Twitter at Palace One on PSN. You can follow me on Twitch at PSN Palace One. So yeah. And
you, Jason?
You can follow me at YouTube on the giant YouTube, YT. Follow me on PlayStation 4, it's _420-, and find me on Facebook at Everything Nerdy, Gamer Flash. That's about it.
Okay, and you can follow me on Gamer Flesh, Everything Nerdy on Facebook, and on this YouTube channel, Everything Nerdy Assemble podcast. Well, you just search for Everything Nerdy Assemble. And this has been Everything Nerdy Assemble. Thanks everybody for listening. If you have any comments, suggestions, or any answers to the questions we asked on the podcast, post them below in the comments. Thank you for watching. We're out. Peace.
Peace.